Hello, and welcome back to Bible Wits Bible Corner. I don't really have an explanation for the last 2 months of not posting videos. I do know for the first month I was recovering from ankle surgery, but probably still could have done videos during that time. Anyway, I'm back. We're going to pick right back up in Joshua. I'm going to read chapter 13, verses 8 through 15, starting with the English Standard Version. With the other half of the tribe of Manasseh, and as the Reubenites and the Gadites, or with the other half of the tribe of Manasseh, the Reubenites, the Gadites received their inheritance, which Moses gave to them beyond the Jordan, eastward, as Moses, the servant of the Lord, gave them. From Aroer, which is on the edge of the valley of Arnon, and the city that is in the middle of the valley, and all the tableland of Medeba, as far as Dibon, and all the cities of Sihon, king of the Amorites, who reigned in Heshbon, as far as the boundary of the Ammonites, and Gilead, and the region of the Geshurites and the Maacathites, and all Mount Hermon, and all Bashan and Salecah, all the kingdom of Og and Bashan, who reigned in Ashtaroth and in Edrei. He alone was left of the remnant of the Rephaim. These Moses had struck and driven out, yet the people of Israel did not drive out the Geshurites or the Maacathites, but Geshur and Maacath dwell in the midst of Israel to this day. To the tribe of Levi alone Moses gave no inheritance. The offerings by fire to the Lord God of Israel are their inheritance, as he said to them. And Moses gave an inheritance to the tribe of the people of Reuben according to their clans. New Century Version. East Manasseh and the tribes of Reuben and Gad had received their land. The Lord's servant Moses had given them the land east of the Jordan River. Their land started at Aroer at the Arnon ravine and continued to the town in the middle of the ravine, and it included the whole plain from Medeba to Dibon. All the towns ruled by Sihon, king of the Amorites, who ruled in the city of Heshbon, were in that land. The land continued to the area where the Ammonites lived. Gilead was also there, as well as the area where the people of Geshur and Maacath lived, and all of Mount Hermon and Bashan, as far as Salecah. All the kingdom of Og, king of Bashan, was in that land. Og was one of the last of the Rephites. In the past, he ruled in Ashtaroth and Edrei. Moses had defeated them and had taken their land because the Israelites did not force out the people of Geshur and Maacath. They still live among the Israelites today. The tribe of Levi was the only one that did not get any land. Instead, they were given all the burned sacrifices made to the Lord, the God of Israel, as he had promised them. Moses had given each family group from the tribe of Reuben some land. Okay, so here we're still continuing with dividing up the land. Something that I do find interesting every time I read about all of this is the tribe of Levi. They did not receive any land. In fact, the tribe of Levi was divided and lived among all the other tribes. Um, and as it says, their inheritance was the burnt offerings. That's the food that they ate. And they lived, like I say, among their relatives. Um, what I find interesting about that is that shows a great amount of faith, knowing that you don't have an inheritance, but an inheritance, let me rephrase this, knowing you don't have an inheritance here on earth, but you're still willing to do what God asks you to do and go about your duties as the tribe of the priests. And they continued on with their duties. Each of these tribes did, for a while at least, until they decided that they wanted kings. But that's a little bit beside the point. What I want to get to with this is today. What do we rely on? Do we rely on an earthly inheritance? Or do we rely on the fact that we know that we're not going to take anything on earth with us when we die? Our inheritance is waiting for us in heaven. I would like to believe that I don't rely on an earthly inheritance. There are times that I do say, hey, it would be nice to have this, it would be nice to have that. I try to keep it simple, because if I focus too much on the I would like to have this, then that tells me that I'm actually starting to covet that and I'm wanting it more than I am wanting God. But saying it once in a while, I don't think is inherently a bad thing, as long as the focus is on knowing my inheritance is in heaven. Question for you, for those of you that watch these: where do you want your inheritance to be? Do you want your inheritance to be a physical one here on earth that will fade away when the earth fades away? Or do you want your inheritance to be in heaven? I hope you have a wonderful, God-centered day. Bye.